Coach, I know you're incredibly focused on tomorrow, but Friday you're going up against a former player of yours, John Harris. What does that mean to you, coaching up against
Well, I'll
him?
cover John. Yeah, John, I love John Harris. John was on my first 3 teams at Marquette. John was the original driving, ball handling, 4 or 5 man for us. We won games because of the way that he played, and the way that he could break pressure, and the way that he could find people, and the way that he could spread out in the post. And he was a great teammate. And he grew to be just a fantastic leader for us. That's one reason I hired him. And he was, basically, it wasn't that title at the time, but he would have been like a graduate manager on our Final Four team. And been proud of him every step that he's taken, whether it was going on to Green Bay, Missouri State, Tennessee, the whole thing. I mean, he is, and that one he had last night is fantastic. I haven't watched it yet. But only because it's a former player would I jump ahead like that. But we're going to have to really be good that night. I mean, they went in and almost, well, they beat Hawaii, and then they beat Grand Canyon. They had another close game that I looked at and said, man, they almost had that. So he's done a very good job. He's got a great presence about him. He's got a great spirit about him, a great family man, and has always been a driven guy. There's no plus side to playing a former player or a former colleague. There's no plus side to that. I mean, sometimes it just can't be helped. But the good side is that he's really doing a great job, and I'm proud of him for that.
Coach, how is OG's conditioning now, and is he fully over the stomach
I
illness?
don't think he's over it now. I think he's got to play better, and I don't think he's at that point yet. So I think it really knocked him out last week, to be honest with you. And so we'll just have to see, right? I mean, we're not a completely healthy team by any stretch. So we just gotta take it, the old adage of day by day, and hopefully they're better every day, and that he's in the same boat.
Just kind of a technical question. When a guy has something like that, I mean, how much does he lose? Maybe not
Who's
just
talking
like a stomach illness or something like that mid-season, not just in terms of obviously like time loss, but conditioning and those kind of things. How long does he usually?
Well, it varies. I'll go back to the year we were #1, and Cody got sick, lost like 11 pounds, missed a game, I believe. Did he, JD?
This game, he missed the secret scrimmage.
Okay, but whatever. All right, and so he had lost. Maybe he had still, when we go into the Barclays, right, and we win both games, but he wasn't even close to full strength. I mean, he just got absolutely pillaged. Like he's not doing this, he's not doing that. He's not this, he's not that. He ended up having a pretty good year. I mean, he lost. He was still playing in those games with a loss of like 9 pounds from what he'd had the previous Wednesday. So I think everybody's different. I don't know if you can quantify any one thing, but all we've got to do is just try to get those guys through it the best that we can, and try to stay focused on what they can do, not what they can't do. Pump them up where you can, and keep moving, and then know what it is inside. Like that year with Cody, nobody knew on the outside how sick he was, and it was almost like we didn't get any credit for winning those games because Cody didn't do this, Cody didn't do that. Well, some lesser athletes and competitors might not even play in those games, right? So I just use that as an example that everybody's different. But he played the other day, he came back, and we'll see how it goes.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.